In May of 2005, I noticed a change in this lump. I was in Nova Scotia for business, and I saw my family doctor there. On Friday, he sent me for an ultrasound. On Saturday, he sent me for a mammogram, and on Monday, he sent me for a biopsy. On Tuesday, May 31st, 2005, my doctor called and said, "Lindsay, I am so sorry to tell you, you have grade 1 adenocarcinoma, the beginning stages of breast cancer." Wow, at age 27, I had cancer. My mom was sitting across from me as I mouthed the words, "It's cancer," and I watched her entire world crash in front of my eyes. I looked at her, I cried for about 30 seconds, kids plug your ears, and I said, "Mom, I'm kicking cancer in the ass with my stilettos." It was tough to tell my mom, but also very tough to tell my dad, because in 2005, he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma and had a tumor measuring 1 foot long across his chest. I took a year off, and I went to every doctor's appointment, chemotherapy session, and radiation treatment. I knew I was there for a reason, but I never once thought that it would be because someday I would be faced with the same challenge. He never once complained, and to this day, he still does not complain. I remember when I went outside on the day that I was diagnosed and I said, "Daddy, it's cancer." As his eyes filled up, he gave me a hug and put a big smile on his face, and he said, "Pooh, we will get through this. This is nothing, and we can beat this." As a series of phone calls went on to my boyfriend in Ottawa, the 5-minute drive down to my grandmother's house that felt like an hour, and to all of the calls to my brother, to my aunties, to my cousins, and to my friends, I knew at that moment that I was going to have to be the strength for my family. I knew in my heart that I was sent this challenge because I'm a strong woman with a loud voice and a clear message, and that I would dedicate my entire life to educating women about the importance of self-exams. I had a lumpectomy, I had 4 sessions of chemotherapy, and 29 sessions of radiation. Through it all, I delivered my message loud and clear. I didn't wear a wig, as to me, bald was beautiful, and it was confirmation that chemotherapy was working, and that I was fighting the fight of my life. Every time I went out in public, I would throw on a cute little outfit and big earrings and my heels, and when people would ask about the bald head, I would take the opportunity to educate them about the importance of self-exams. I would ask them to go back to their family and friends and tell them that they had just met a 27-year-old who was diagnosed with breast cancer, and through doing a self-exam, found the lump and noticed the change. It's been 4 years since my last chemotherapy session, and life has been crazy. I remember when I was battling cancer, I watched everyone else's life progressing, and I felt that I was a standstill, and I didn't know when I would be able to get there. Luckily, today, I'm there. My boyfriend then became my fiancé. We married 2 years ago and settled down and bought a house. I realized that my life in politics was not where I wanted to be, and that I wanted to do more to help people, so I moved to United Way. But most of all, I've become a spokesperson for the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation, and tell my story every time I get a chance. I tell my slogan of "Kicking cancer, kids plug your ears again," in the ass with my stilettos, and how in 2006 I went back to Cape Breton to do the 5-kilometer walk in my 4-inch knee-high pink stiletto boots to officially kick cancer's ass. I don't tell my story. I don't tell my story for me, but I tell it for the people in the crowd. I tell it to educate women and men about the importance of self-exams, as my lump was overlooked 1 month prior by my doctor. I share my story so that I can put a face to cancer. It's not my face, but it's the face of your coworker, your aunt, your mother, and your sister. Every opportunity I get to share my story, I do so, that it will help with my message and mission in life to educate women that we must be proactive in knowing our own bodies, and that we should not rely on anybody. It is our responsibility. Also to educate men that 1 in 100 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year. Cancer has been a blessing in my life. Although there are a lot of days I suffer from the side effects of tamoxifen, I realize that life is precious and that we are so fragile, and I take every opportunity I get to tell those I love how special they are. Every day I make it a point in life to do something nice, whether it be buy the person's coffee in Tim Hortons in the lineup behind me, tell someone how great they look, or tell those that are close to me how much I love them and how truly special they are. Like today. As I stand on the stage, I see my mom, my 2 aunts, and my nanny, who surprised me in on Friday from Cape Breton just to watch me give a 5-minute speech today. I see my husband, my amazing family, and my amazing friends, and my co-workers in the crowd, and I realize how special I am to have those around me. When I look in the crowd, I see a sea of pink shirts, and I don't think, oh my, they all had breast cancer. I think, wow, look at that sea of hope. Look at the amazing women in pink shirts. Look at the amazing women in pink shirts here to tell their story and to walk for our future and to hopefully someday have a life without breast cancer. When women are diagnosed with breast cancer and lose their breast or part of their breast, they lose their hair through treatment, and every morning they wake up and see a scar that's a constant reminder of breast cancer. It can be extremely challenging. It's at that time when you have to take a moment and ask if beauty has anything to do with the outside. You look into your soul and you say, am I a beautiful person because of how I look, or am I a beautiful person because of what I have done and can offer others in life? I've learned from every woman battling this disease that beauty goes far beyond skin deep. Today I ask each of you to look around at the people, to see the hope, the tears, the laughter, and to reflect on your own life and how you can brighten somebody else's. I would like to take a moment to say a special thank you to my family and friends across the country who are with me today in spirit. And the same to those little angels on my shoulder who are continuing to fight the fight in their spirit. I would like to say a special thank you to the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation for their efforts to see a future without breast cancer. And finally, a huge thank you to CIBC, to the corporate sponsors, to donors, and to each of you who are here today who are rallying to also help create a future without breast cancer. Today, when you look in the crowd, don't see cancer, see hope, see beauty, and see life. And when you see all of those pink shirts, think, wow, they have one hell of a story. They survived cancer. Thank you.